Morning. It's not necessarily a Cartwright's Cobbard diary today, although we are on our pastry croissant walk. But I've seen a few posts recently of teachers asking questions about commute distances and what's acceptable, what's reasonable. So I don't have time to write a blog on it or even respond to tweets as much as I used to. So a quick video whilst we're multitasking. I've worked at 3 different schools, had a number of different commute distance, having lived in the centre of Manchester, lived in Didsbury, and now living more out the sticks, if you like, in Lim. Longest commute was from Lim to Oldham. It's about 30 to 35 minutes in the morning, and then could be 50 minutes to an hour on the way home. It was probably the reason why I stopped that job. Next commute was sort of similar to, my next 2 commutes are similar to it. It was Lim to Fallowfield, and now Lim to just near Stockport in sort of Cheadle area, Cheshire. I think the biggest thing is you can't base it on the commute time alone. You've got to look at the big picture. Somebody, Mark, shout out to you, latest person I've seen ask, if you're going to work in the schools that we sort of, where I started, then you're sort of quite challenging, relatively inner city schools, potentially not areas you want to live in with a young family. Speaking for myself, I like being out here. Like, this is my morning walk. Not seeing very many other people on the country lanes. So it's obviously a preference. You might want to live in the city, and fine, it's not that big a commute. The other thing that my wife and I currently struggle with is there's loads of nice schools around where we live. There was recently an assistant head job up at the local high school, or deputy head it might have been, for teaching and learning, which she was really interested in. But do you want to sacrifice a short commute, which would have been 5 minutes? You can walk there in, I think, 10. Keep going, please, pal. For seeing pupils that you teach every single time you walk out the door? Absolutely not. At the same time, my commute to Oldham was too far, and that's what stopped me working there, really. I couldn't manage that. It was too much wasted time in a day. Also, look at the benefits, and look at what you want from your job. Previously, I wanted to work in a challenging school where I was really at the sort of the tough end of it, if you like. Whereas now, I made the choice to work in an independent school. Now, my commute's the same, but my outlook and my sort of rightly or wrongly view, let's go nice and quick, good boy, on life has changed a little bit. So that being sort of showy offy, like, there are more perks. So if I potentially wasn't getting private healthcare, longer summer holidays, all the things that come with independent schools, then maybe sitting on the M56 and then around Manchester Airport every day in traffic wouldn't be as attractive, and I would be more tempted to go for a more local school. I think you've got to decide what you're prepared to compromise on. Do you want a short commute? Maybe bump into pupils. Do you very rarely want to see pupils that you teach? Have a slightly longer commute? Are you happy with that reflection time in the car to listen to music, listen to news, listen to podcasts, which I never used to be bothered about, but now as a parent, actually switching off between school and home is quite a nice thing to be able to do. At the same time, as a parent, can you work until 5 o'clock if that's what's needed, 5:30, 6, and still make it to pick up from nursery? Because if you can't, then that school absolutely isn't for you. So you've got to sort of think about a lot more things that fit into your life than simply what is the length of an acceptable commute. Because what you're prepared to accept in your commute will vary hugely from what you are going to be getting back, both in job satisfaction and potentially extra perks, if you like, from the job itself. Hope this has helped. Have a great bank holiday weekend.